If you enjoyed studying classical studies, languages and history at school, if you're analytical and a critical thinker, and you want to help improve access to justice for all Kiwis, then a Bachelor of Laws is the right degree for you. I've gathered some current students, graduates and staff to tell you why you should choose Auckland Law School for your law degree. But first, let me give you a few fast facts. We are the leading law school in New Zealand, at the top university in the country, with the highest ranking for graduate employability. We're located in the heart of the legal precinct, right next door to the High Court and leading law firms. We have the largest law library in New Zealand and 16 student clubs and associations. Speaking of students, let's hear from some of them now.
My favourite part of law school so far has been getting involved in clubs such as Te Rākau Ture and AULSS. Getting involved meant that I met incredible people.
On top of that, there's of course the amazing academics. They are legends in their fields.
I was able, through this whole journey, to connect with my Te Rākau Ture whānau. Without the friends that I have made in Te Rākau Ture, there is no way that I would have been able to get this far in my degree. And again, it's that whakawhanaungatanga that we all have at being a part of that group.
So what I found is that law school isn't the cutthroat, competitive environment that it's portrayed to be in the movies and television. Your lecturers are really, really willing to help and they do want you to succeed.
Being involved with producing the Auckland University Law Review, mooting, mediation advocacy, student mentoring, they've all been a really big part of my experience while I've been at Auckland Law School, and I think it's actually quite a unique aspect of the Auckland Law School experience.
My favourite thing about life at Auckland Law School is the opportunity that there's been to form community with other people.
You do meet people who are very much like you and very different to you, but they're all so much fun.
Be prepared to work really hard, but also know that you will have one of the greatest experiences of your life at university. This is not just with regard to your study and enjoying what you are learning, but I mean most of your experiences outside of your study. They make it all 100% worth it. The more you put into your experience at law school, the more you're going to get out of it.
What is your why? What is your purpose around why you want to study? For me, I didn't have the greatest upbringing and it was really tough as a kid trying to navigate my way through that. So when I got to the end of high school, for me it was making sure that whatever I did going forward, it was to make sure that other kids could benefit from my education in the future.
Just give it a go. Like, the beauty of first year is that you're forced to take it with another degree. So you do basically like the start of your conjoint. The nice thing is that they give you a few papers in first year that'll give you a real taste of what law school is like.
I enjoyed reading, writing and researching, and for me law seemed to tick all those boxes whilst keeping my career options relatively open.
When I started and I sat in my first 121 paper, I learnt about Indigenous rights and human rights, and I think now that's really what has driven me to complete this degree and to go on to practice in iwi corporate governance.
It was a random reason actually. So in year 10 I had my teacher tell me off about something and he told me that I would love a career in politics or the legal field because I was so good at arguing my way out of things. As I grew older, obviously shows like Suits came out and I was like, oh, being a lawyer would be really, really cool.
A really important discovery for me was how the law can sneak into nearly every industry I could think of. Though I study law, I don't want to be a lawyer in a law firm, but that's okay because my law degree is setting me up for a career that I want.
You might say, what's different about law from other subjects, and what do you do in law school? Do you just learn all these boring old laws, Law 1, Law 2, Law 305, Law 480? No, I mean, you do learn quite a lot about the law, but law is a thinking process. It's a process of reasoning, and that's why it's such a valuable subject to do, no matter what you do in life.
An LLB is a distinctive degree because it prepares you specifically for a legal career. Now, traditionally that has meant entering the profession as a practicing lawyer, but in a modern context, it can include a range of career options.
Law impacts virtually everything else that we do in society, how we live, how our families are organized, our relationship to the government, when the government can take away our liberty, what happens when we harm each other, etc., etc. Well, obviously you learn the law, but there is no such thing as just law. There is the law of the sea. There is the law of the Treaty of Waitangi. There's family law. There's intellectual property law, environmental law, criminal law, company law, contract law, you name it.
We teach you how to reason and use the law to solve problems, and solving problems is a really important skill.
You're going to learn how to advocate. So how to argue a point, how to make a case for something.
It's also a lot of public speaking, getting up on your feet and being able to persuade and make presentations to various audiences.
What's not exciting about it is probably the right question there.
Well, I think it's exciting. I did it and I liked it so much I am now a law professor. Law is exciting because it involves so many other aspects of life.
Law is really a complex human system, and getting to understand that system is what's exciting about doing a law degree.
You need to be someone who likes to read and likes to write and who can think critically on their feet. A good law student is also someone who is good with people, has empathy, understands their problems. I think a good law student is someone curious about the world.
All types of people study for a law degree. We need everyone. Why is that? Because all the voices need to be heard, and it's the only way that we're going to have constructive dialogue and to make a legal system which benefits everybody.
And even if you don't necessarily want to practice law, there's many other things. I've had law students go off and become, for example, senior managers and directors of banks, directors of companies. Some go off and work in the human rights field overseas. They go off and do work for the War Crimes Tribunal in Yugoslavia and the Pol Pot regime. So they're not strictly practicing as a lawyer.
So we do have some compulsory courses, and the best analogy I can give is kind of like if you're building a house. Think about your education as building a house in your life. And so we need to lay the foundation first and foremost, and so we'll give you some compulsory classes to do that. But then you've got 2.5 years where you start doing what we call electives, and there you can choose what papers you do. And that's a fabulous time of the degree.
Many students will arrange their study in a way that allows them to focus on a particular area of law that's of interest to them.
So if you're someone who likes criminal law, like me, you'll take all the criminal law classes you can. If there's someone who likes environmental law, you'll take all the environmental law classes you can. So in essence, you kind of create your own specialization through the courses you take.
We have the largest array of courses to deal with Māori and Indigenous legal issues of any of the law schools. We have the largest number of Māori academics who are working in and researching in Indigenous peoples and Māori related issues. We have awesome scholarships for our tauira Māori.
We offer things such as academic support as well as pastoral care. We also provide you with opportunities to attend things such as exam wānanga, and we also have general law tutorials which are taught by our senior Māori students. We also have a new initiative going called Te Toki Nui a Kupe, which is our Māori law tutorials. There's also a number of different events you can get involved in. Networking events such as Te Hungaroia or Kura Reo, or you could also join our Māori Law Club, which is called Te Rākau Ture. A number of different amazing practitioners and judges have all come through Te Rākau Ture, so you'll be following in their footsteps. Nō reira, nau mai haere mai ki te whare wānanga o Tāmaki Makaurau.
The faculty has been really great in supporting a number of equity initiatives throughout law school in its funding of the Pacific Island Law Students Association and the Malossi Project, allowing us to have a paper that is taught on Pacifica legal issues. All our Pacifica students are welcomed into the PASS tutorial program, and this includes pre-test workshops, pre-exam workshops, wānangas, as well as the end-of-year exam bootcamp. We operate from a very Pacific cultural space, so we understand the specific needs of our students.
Kia ora tātou, my name is Adriana Bird. I'm the current Auckland University Law Student Society President. So our underlying purpose is to create a sense of strong community within law school and beyond. The events that we put on range from like your classic Steins, we have our law camp every year, we have our ball, a sports exchange with Waikato, we do interfaculty sport, we have cocktail parties with professionals from the industry, we have a recruitment series, we do wellness weeks, we have mentor programs, we do all sorts of things that essentially tailor towards a wider community focus.
My name is Raksha. I'm one of the co-presidents for Women in Law this year. I'm here with my co-president, Katie.
Kia ora, my name's Katie. UOA Women in Law is the club that promotes gender equity within the law school, the legal profession, and beyond.
Some of the organisations beyond the law school that we've worked with include Breast Cancer Awareness, Endometriosis New Zealand, and also Shine.
Kia ora. My name's Sophie and I'm one of the co-directors of the Equal Justice Project.
Hi, my name's Carson. I'm one of the co-directors for the Equal Justice Project. The Equal Justice Project is an entirely student-run pro bono charity.
We make sure that the club is able to run with its 120 volunteers and 13-person executive. We do anything ranging from bill submissions to legal research to educational content in high schools, all related to the law, but all in the pursuit of social inclusivity and social justice.
Kia ora tātou. My name is Brad, and I'm the Tumuaki Tāne, or male co-president of Te Rākau Ture. Te Rākau Ture is the Māori Law Students Association. We were established in 1990, and we aim to create a safe space and a comfortable space for all of our Māori law students at the University of Auckland. We run all sorts of events throughout the year, which target different areas like education, networking, culture, sports, and well-being.
Hello everyone, my name is Hyun-san.
I'm Katie, and we represent the Korean Law Students Association.
The most rewarding aspect of being in CALSA has easily been the amazing friends that I've been able to meet. Some of them have become my mentors and others I consider as another family.
So CALSA always holds regular tutorials and we have a mentor system, and it allows you to get help both academically and emotionally through really challenging times.
Hello everyone, my name is Sulava Futi. I hail from the villages and the beautiful islands of Samoa, and this year I have been blessed with the opportunity of being PILSA's female co-president.
Hello everyone, Olo'i Ngō, Ivan Chankwan. My role within PILSA this year is the male co-president.
The purpose of PILSA was to create a safe and inclusive environment for our Pacific Island members to not only thrive in their legal studies but also take pride in their Pacific Island culture.
It is your home away from home. They're your second family with friendships that'll last a lifetime. They're the family that you can turn to if you're ever feeling stuck, whether it be in your personal life or your academic studies. There's always someone to turn to within PILSA.
Hi everyone, I'm Jamin and I am the co-president of the University of Auckland's Chinese Law Club.
Hey guys, I'm Stephanie and I am the co-president of the Chinese Law Club alongside Jamin.
As long as you have an interest in Chinese culture, Chinese values, or even just Chinese food, you're welcome to join.
Why I think that you should join our club is the people. I don't think I could have gotten through law school if it wasn't for the people I met, the friends I made, and the network that I had. You will be in this generous, loving, caring, helpful club.
Hey there guys, my name's Andrew. I am the president of Veritas this year. Veritas is the law school Christian group. And a little fun fact is that Veritas means truth. We're essentially a group that meets for Bible studies, for prayer sessions, and just to hang out and to study together. We're totally open to people who are not Christian as well. And I hope to see some of you around campus next year.
Hi everyone, my name is Gauri. I am one of the co-presidents of the Mooting Society. If you're unfamiliar with what mooting is, as I was when I was in my first year, it is basically a simulated court environment. So you're a lawyer, you have to go to court and represent a client who, in a lot of cases, has probably done something wrong, and you have to present their case in front of actual judges. If you're lucky enough to make it to the finals, you will very likely be mooting in the Auckland High Court in front of actual Auckland High Court judges, which is just an incredible opportunity. You get to learn substantive skills that you would never learn in class, really niche, interesting areas of law, but also test those formative skills as well, while liaising with real judges, real lawyers, and real senior law students who you might not meet otherwise.
Kia ora koutou, ko Sarah taku ingoa, he roia taku mahi. Kia ora, my name is Sarah. I'm currently a solicitor at Youth Law Aotearoa. So Youth Law Aotearoa is a specialist community law centre. Our focus is on young people. So young people up to the age of 25 can contact us and receive free legal advice.
Hello everyone, my name is Kaya Patel. I'm a manager at PwC in our technology transformation team.
Kia ora koutou, my name is George Tarapi Grieg. I'm with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, but with COVID I've actually been redeployed. So I'm currently on MFAT's COVID response team. So we produce a lot of the policy that goes up to all those decision makers, so cabinet and the likes. It's cool stuff.
Hi there, my name is Danielle. I work at Ernst & Young, which is one of the 4 global accounting firms. I'm a tax consultant in the International Transaction Tax Services team.
I was very involved in my local church. I was the welfare vice president, and as part of that I helped provide student welfare on campus, so things like hardship grants and food parcels to students who were in need.
I was really into trying to build new hobbies and interests when I was at uni. There are a whole lot of things I always wanted to get into. So the big 2 that occupied, quite a bit of my time was powerlifting and mixed martial arts.
I did the Auckland Law Review. We booked out a few nights at Sky City and put on a massive show. If you haven't heard about Auckland Law Review, just Google it. Yeah, you'll see what we mean. But what I didn't realise is that actually representatives from all the top law firms in the country were in the auditorium at Sky City watching some of our shows because they were really interested in making sure that they hire well-rounded people as well. One of the things you need to think about, whether the institution that you go to ends up providing you with a number of extracurricular things to broaden your experiences, to give you a well-rounded CV. And I believe that this sets Auckland Law School apart from all of the law schools in the country.
So it's okay to recognise that it is tough and that you do need to talk to someone, or you do need to look after yourself outside of just grades and studying all the time. So look after yourself. I would say that you don't need to be able to see the end career goal when you are picking your degree or your majors. I think it's more important just to figure out what you're interested in and find a path or direction that you want to go down.
I would say commit to at least 1 year of volunteering in a community law centre. Not only are you getting these invaluable skills, but you're learning and you're developing, and you're actually helping your community.
From day number 1, start thinking about the kinds of firms, organisations or societies that you want to join. And then just meet them, cold call them, cold email them, or if you can, walk up to them and introduce yourself. You don't have to say anything Einsteinian. You don't have to be a genius, you don't have to impress them. Just do something. Get your name in front of them and get your face in front of them, and then build a network.
Whether you're working in HR or technology or the law, of course, the ability to communicate a point of view in a clear, calm, well-considered manner is just so important. If I could leave you with one, principle, it's that, yeah, of course, if you want to be a lawyer, go to law school, but law school is a really good option to consider regardless of whether you want to be a lawyer or not. And there are some skills and experiences that you'll get at law school which are just incredibly useful. You won't get them anywhere else. I remember pinching myself one day because I was in the sky in the police helicopter kind of chasing after this suspected perp, and they needed somebody on board to basically make sure that they were following proper procedure. And I got to follow along the chopper, looking down from the sky, and I just remember pinching myself thinking, what the hell am I doing? How do I get to do this? I'm a uni student. This is fantastic. So you get some fantastic opportunities at Auckland Law School. Make the most of them. Just absolutely make the most of them.